morning, everyone. It's 10 o'clock. Let's call the meeting to order for February 26, 2019, Polk County Courthouse. At this time, we would ask that Chris Borden, First Assembly of God, lead us in prayer.
Thank you once again for this privilege. If you would bow your heads with me. Lord, we just thank you for your mercy and your grace that's been extended to each and every one of us. Your word declares that your mercies are new every day, and I thank you for that. I thank you, Lord, for the privilege of coming to this to this place and this venue with these men and women that are gathered together to serve this community. I pray, Lord, for this time today. I pray, Lord, that your grace would be extended to us to give us wisdom and direction. I pray for these elected officials, our county judge, these commissioners, and all the other individuals that are here today. I pray, Lord, that you would continue to guide them and give them wisdom and direction on how to conduct the business of this county, how to not only conduct the business of this county, but to conduct their personal lives as well. I pray for their families. I pray for your blessing upon them, and I thank you for it. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you. Shalom.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, item number 2, public comments. Did you have anyone sign up? Very well. Informational reports. Do we have anyone other than the Aging and Social Services? Okay, Ms. Barber.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, this is the annual report for fiscal year 2018 for the Aging Department and Social Services Department. Congregate meals is the meals that are served at the 3 centers, Livingston, Onalaska, and Corrigan. I'll stop for a moment and brag on the new senior center in Livingston, and it's great. The people are really enjoying it, and we're serving 40 to 50 people daily, and it's growing more and more. But anyway, thank you, court members, judge, all of you for your support in that effort. On congregate meals in 2018, we prepared and served 17,556 meals. In home delivery meals, for Polk County itself, we served 39 packaged, prepared, packaged, and served 39,761 meals, and that is for the home delivery meals. And we go county line to county line, entire county, no matter where we have to go, and we have been known to go everywhere into the deepest part of the woods, but we feel like that they deserve it as well as anyone else. And then Houston County purchases their meals from Polk County because they have no other way to provide meals to their home delivered clients. And they purchase 53,347 meals. And the grand total of home delivered and congregate meals for fiscal year 2018 was 110,664 meals, and that's a lot of meals. And I would like to brag on the staff. We only have 4 full-time employees, 1 part-time employees, and they're absolutely fantastic. With social services, everything is going real well. We have seen a case management increase over the last 6 months, but everything is going well. The healthcare services is great. In my opinion, we're serving they have the physicians, the specialists, and the hospitals. Whatever they may need is available to them. And that's it. Y'all have any questions?
Any questions?
Sound good. Appreciate what you do.
Thanks, Barbara.
Thank you.
Y'all do a great job. Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, new business, consent agenda. On item B, you have several addendums. Addendum number 1 in the amount of $101,413.57. Addendum number 2 in the amount of $2,200. $2,731.23. Addendum number 4 in the amount of $4,005.62. And addendum number 4 in the amount of $197,854.84. Is there anything on the consent agenda that anyone would like to pull?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve, Commissioner Overstreet, second, Commissioner Vincent. Any further discussion or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 5, consider approval of personnel matters as follows. A, review and consideration of personnel action form requests submitted since last meeting and review of any authorized emergency hiring. We had one emergency hire, and that was in the Sheriff's Department. All the PAFs were included in your packet.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve, Commissioner Willis, second, Commissioner Purvis. Any further discussion or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 6, consider request for revisions and/or amendments to the budget as follows. A, FY 2019 budget revisions and amendments as presented by the County Auditor's Office. Those two were in your packet.
So moved.
Motion to approve,
Second.
Commissioner Purvis, second, Commissioner Overstreet. Any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 7, consider any and all necessary action regarding bid 2019-14. Remove existing front parking lot and replace with concrete, Polk County Senior Center Livingston. So more upgrades for Barbara and her staff. Commissioner Overstreet, I believe you were the representative for the court.
Yeah, appreciate all the bid activity on it. We'll go with Tom Coe for the amount of $30,260.
Second.
Okay, comes as a motion from Commissioner Overstreet,
So moved.
second Commissioner Willis. Any further questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Could you repeat that, the amount?
The amount is $30,260.
Okay. Just for the record.
Yes.
Thank you, sir, and we appreciate y'all working on that. Item number 8, consider approval of agreement with True North for disaster debris monitoring and consulting services. Courtney, this had been discussed prior with the court. Does anyone have any questions for Courtney? Can I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Vincent, second Commissioner Overstreet. Any further discussion or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 9, consider approval of amended Emergency Watershed Protection Program grant award for Taylor Lake Estates in the amount of $502,298.58 in federal funding, reducing local funding from Precinct 1 to $51,438.67 for a project total of $553,737.25. I'm assuming you're going to make that motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve, Commissioner Willis, second Commissioner Purvis. Any further discussion or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, item number 10, discuss and take any and all necessary action to select county projects to be funded by Hurricane Harvey, DR 4332 Recovery Program, and Precinct 1. These are still Precinct 1 projects, so the information is in there. Mr. Waxman, would you like to?
Judge, I'll just speak briefly. We're asking the court to approve these. We know that we still need to hold a public hearing and take public input. We will, at the time of submission of an application, have a formal resolution. The reason we're wanting your approval on these two is because there'll be door-to-door surveys. We'll be talking to people, and we certainly want to know that this is the sense of the court. Now, you've been given a cost estimate, which you got the same thing I do. So I'm just going to tell you, we looked at these two projects, which we've discussed in this courtroom before. This is about the 4th different version of how to address these two situations. It's much easier if you take Taylor Lake Road or River Road and say, I'm going to take care of this. But if you have to take care of both of them and you only have what we do, which is $995,241, it makes it pretty difficult, okay? There is no match required on this program, so the idea is not to spend the county's money, it's to spend the grant money from the general land office. This is HUD money, and there are certain requirements that go with the program, but these two projects are ideal in that they are in the zip code, which the zip code is a little thing that we use apparently in the legislation to identify the target area where the money should go. And what they say is 80% of the money must go there. So that tells you that if you only got $1 million, you're going to spend at least $800,000 in that area, whether you like it or not. Okay, these two projects are excellent projects. I've looked at them, so has the engineer, and like I say, got at least at this stage in the game 4 different versions. The version you have in front of you right now does both projects. Okay? Would I like to do more? I certainly would. I have to tell you, I would. But given they're both excellent, I think this is a reasonable way to proceed, and I recommend it. I do, and I don't have any reservations about it. If I have any reservations, it's that we're short about another $500,000. That would make me feel a whole lot better. But that's okay. That's all right. We can do what we can do at this point in time. So if there are any questions from anybody, you're free to ask them. I have no problems, and we have the public hearing. The public has the right to have input as to, well, whose idea was it that 80% of the money has to go there? Or why does 70% of the money have to go to people who are 51% low moderate income? Why? Well, that's because it's in the law. It's in the state's plan. It's what we have to deal with. But past all of that, those questions will be answered for anyone who asks them. We'll do our best to explain the program, including at that point in time that we do the public hearing, the buyouts and/or acquisition as chosen by the county, which that'll come at a later date. But for right now, this will allow us to proceed with these two projects.
Okay, and that hearing has been set for March the 6th,
Okay.
which is a Wednesday.
All right, so, the time is coming close. But like I say, we want to proceed with these two, and I don't have any reservations about them. It's one thing to talk to people about them. It's another go look at them on the ground for yourself. And I understand all too well, which is why I would like to have more money. But, we have what we have. And these are absolutely legitimate projects. This is what the legislation was written for, okay? That's all there is to it, okay?
Very well. Commissioner Willis, I'm going to assume that's your motion.
Second.
Mr. Willis, second Commissioner Overstreet. Any further discussion or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 11, discuss and take any and all necessary action to select county projects for the FY 2019-2020 Texas Department of Agriculture Community Development Block Grant. At the last Commissioners Court, we decided that Segna Water would probably be who we needed to go with, that was our primary objective. And we can't afford the entire project, but we do want to go ahead and do a resolution and interlocal agreement at this time. Would you like to go over that project also?
I'll just go over it very quickly, and I don't know whether you have a copy of it or not, but just in case that you don't, this will give you an idea of the area we're talking about. We've looked at it in detail. Actually, the commissioner and I looked at it in detail a very long time ago. And it's a typical water system that has some very serious problems, like all water systems, I suppose, trying to meet TCEQ regulations. They have some plant improvements that would be great if we could do them, a tank in particular. They have some lines that need to be dealt with, particularly the ones that go underneath the creek so they don't wash out the next time we have a hurricane. And also, there's a small line that runs to the school. Well, so why is that a problem? Because they don't get enough water pressure, and that also happens to be a school which serves as a shelter during hurricanes and disasters. So there are a lot of things that need to be fixed right there in that immediate area. And so what Mr. Oates is doing right now is preparing a cost estimate, and he and we will keep the funding within the $275,000. That'll be all inclusive. So whatever project improvements are going to be made, including engineering, administration, all costs, $275,000. In Deep East Texas, that is the maximum you can apply for, and there is no match. Okay? So the Water Supply Corporation, if they had the money, they probably would have done a lot of things on their own already. Okay? They don't have the money. So this is an effort to help them. It's an excellent project. Are there other projects that are excellent? The county has many excellent projects, unfortunately. And I've said this before, and I'll say it one more time, and we'll just leave it alone. I have all the documents ready to be signed, but I tell you this. It is difficult when you stand in front of the county and say, you have thousands and thousands and thousands of low moderate income people, and you get one application. A town of 200 that has 110 low moderate income people gets one application, and you both are applying for $275,000. Now, somehow in the realm of reason somewhere, there ought to be some equity, okay? We ought to be able to find a better system to do this with. Perhaps I'm looking at it the wrong way, but if Polk County were eligible for 2 applications, let's just say, and each one stood on its own, one could be funded or both or none, just depending on the points they got. There wouldn't be anything wrong with that, you know. After all, you do represent thousands of low moderate income people. That's just a thought. It's been raised before, but it seems unreasonable that communities who are very, very small have the same rights as you do in this money.
So you're saying there's no common sense to the process, and now that the legislature's in town, we should contact them?
I'm saying that since the inception of the program, and I mean since the inception, whether it was HUD running the program or in 1983 when it went to the states to run as a part of defederalizing some of HUD's programs, which is fine, it's a great idea, no problem. But you know, the legislation says the state shall have wide latitude to run the program. I don't see any wide latitude. I don't see anything tremendously different. We're doing what we did in 1978. Gee whiz, that's a long time ago. Times have changed, and we ought to change some too. Now, have other states made changes? Oh yeah, you bet they have. And so I only suggest to you the time may be coming when we ought to make some changes in our state too. So with that, I leave it alone, and I have the resolution that I will give to you all. This is to enable the court to apply for these funds. We will have an agreement that will be signed both by the court and by the Water Supply Corporation. This agreement will indemnify the county and hold them harmless. I mean, after all, you're doing something for somebody else. So I have that too, but before we look at that or talk about that, I'd like to see if you'd like to entertain a motion to
Commissioner
apply.
Overstreet?
So moved. Second.
Motion, Commissioner Overstreet, second, Commissioner Vincent. Any further discussion or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay,
All right.
Thank you.
we will get you your documentation.
Okay. I will give you also the cover page of the application, which has to be signed, and also this agreement. And the agreement has to be signed by both parties, so once you signed it, we'll take it to the Water Supply Corporation and get them to sign it. Because again, we wanted to be sure that everybody understood, we're glad to apply for you, but here are the rules of the road.
Yes, sir.
After all, you're taking the liability for all this. It only seems fair that we do things in a little more equitable style. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, item number 12. Consider request to submit State Homeland Security Program 2019 subrecipient grant applications as follows. A is the Sheriff's Office. They've requested this item on the agenda so the Sheriff may apply for tactical training for SO personnel through Homeland Security. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Commissioner Willis, Commissioner Overstreet, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Is there, Mark, did you want to speak on that? I'm looking for sheriff's uniforms, I'm just not finding one.
I got it sold.
Okay,
We're wanting to apply for this grant through the governor's office. We've got lots of grants through the governor's office, but this is going to be some tactical training equipment that will update. It's laser shot equipment where we can shoot at projectors, basically. Also, we're going to update some shoot, don't shoot, turning targets at our firing range at the peace officers' range. The shoot, don't shoot with a turn, and some will be good guys, some will be bad guys.
Sounds good.
Updating our whip a little bit.
perfect, thank you. Okay, I have a motion, Commissioner Willis, a second, Commissioner Overstreet, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thanks,
Does that
Mark.
cover both of these
I
grants?
think there's another grant also.
Okay, there's another grant, but we're transferring that to the district attorney's office because we can get more money from the district attorney's office. Are we talking
Okay.
about
The courthouse.
the x-ray?
I can speak on that too. We need to cancel that. Don't transfer it over to the DA's office. I thought they had told the DA's office, but that was with the match with that monies. So we didn't have a way to do the match, so we're staying with the governor's office on that next grant also.
Okay, so.
It's going to be, both of the grants are
So
going
why
to
don't
be
we
through the governor's
table,
office.
we'll table the metal detector then until we can figure out which one saves us more money?
Okay,
Does
well.
that work?
I don't know. I think we
that?
have to have
The
the,
application is due February 28th.
yes, we have to have the resolution on that, I think. The only reason he didn't go with the other one was because there was a 20% match. So we.
What was the
I said,
amount?
well, what's that?
What was the amount?
Well, and can we use other things to do the match?
Let's see what the amount was.
I'll tell you what,
You remember on that? Oh, 54,000. 54,007?
The total right at 60,000.
Yeah, right at 60,000.
okay, I'll tell you what, can I get the court to approve this pending getting further information?
So moved.
Second.
Overstreet, Commissioner Purvis, any further discussion or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, thank
Okay,
y'all.
so we've jumped from A to C. Okay, so now let's back up to 12B. Thanks, Mark. Office of Emergency Management, Courtney, and this is for handheld radios. Do you want to discuss it with the court?
Our office in the Emergency Operations Center is in need of portable handheld radios, and we would like to apply for 8 in the amount of $23,725.12, and that would cover programming as well.
Have you found something that works?
Actually, I've worked with the Sheriff's Office, and they provided me with a quote through their vendor, so
I've been there 10 years, and I've yet had a radio in anything that I've got work. So I mean, I'm just.
So you wanna know if these
y'all found
work?
something that worked, let us know
sir.
about it.
Yes, sir.
These are the same ones that
The Sheriff's Office
that
uses.
Sheriff's Office uses and that she
I've
used in
been
the
told the
last one.
same stuff, but, I mean, we've tried for years. I mean, so y'all, if somebody actually got something out there that works, I'd like to see it.
Okay.
Okay. I think you have another assignment.
So
I mean-
we, Commissioner. we struggle.
These are the best that we can find.
Yeah, the best that we can, that we have got that's working some.
But this is a grant gonna pay for them anyway.
Yes, sir.
That'd be all right, it's not our money. Yeah, I mean, we wasted tons of money on these radios that nobody can use.
Well, the issue in emergency management becomes that if the cell towers are out, somehow we need to at least be able to communicate to one degree or another.
Get
So,
some paper plane, write your note on it.
Are these, one
and
question,
we'll send it from Livingston to Corrigan. Fly, baby, fly.
he's gonna have our basic channels, SO and all that.
Yes,
And the
sir.
fire departments and all that.
Yes, sir.
So you're pretty much like a SO radio, you can communicate, or what we used to call the COG radios, you can communicate in your region also.
I've got a couple, they say it's supposed to be like that too, we can't use them half the time. I don't know.
Anyway, okay, that answers
Good luck,
mine.
good luck, Courtney.
So does
Motion
that carry the
approved.
motion to approve?
Second.
Oh, Commissioner Purvis, second Commissioner Overstreet, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, Courtney, I think that now you also have an assignment to make sure they work well, and if they do, report to Commissioner Purvis. Yes.
They'll work down here, but they won't work up there.
That's right, I mean, yeah, that's what they all tell me.
It's because you have a black hole up there.
Don't you?
I don't know, they put repeaters and I don't know the words for all of it, that stuff, Mark, that they supposed to put up there that they would spend money on and they still ain't helping us.
Okay, item number 13, consider request from Constable Scott Hughes for memorandum of understanding between Polk County and the Polk County Precinct 1 Constable's Office to reimburse Reserve Deputy Bo Price for activities relating to Southeast Texas Export Investigations Group to be funded solely from Constable Precinct 1 asset forfeitures. We number crunched it. You have a copy of that MOU in your packet. And the amount of money that will be coming out on a monthly basis for these expenditures will be $5,904.34 per month. And at this time, Constable Hughes has more than enough money to cover that in his asset forfeiture. And that would cover him from now to the end of this budget year, and then we would renew from there if the monies are available.
This money here can't be used for, it's pretty much got to stay in y'all's department, correct?
Yes,
Yes, sir. He
Okay.
determines how.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
but the money can be used for law enforcement purposes, and it can be used for other things like courthouse security, as long as it's for law enforcement purposes.
Can I get you
Okay.
to step up to the microphone just so we'll have it recorded?
Yes. Good morning.
It's just, good morning, it's just at his discretion, but he can
Yeah.
utilize it however he sees fit.
Yeah, and we're pushing north of $2 million right now, either adjudicated funds or we have active cases on. And its main purpose of this is bring bad folks that do our country harm and our senior citizens harm. That money we can seize from these criminals and bring it back to Polk County and help our folks out.
Yeah, okay.
Thank y'all. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Willis, you two keep saying it together at the same time.
We say, tell them we ready.
Commissioner Purvis, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay.
They wasn't jumping at that.
It's your turn.
It's your turn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Commissioner Overstreet.
Step on my toes.
10:28.
Adjourn 10:28.
Get somebody to sign Fred for it. Radio good.